Well, here we are, everybody, and we are going to be moving up the creek. And this creek goes all the way back into the hills and the beautiful, beautiful scenery that New South Wales is very famous for. We're going to be going up with the tide, and it is extremely important to get it on time. Now, just to the right of me, for example, are some oyster leases. It's a little shallow right now, and the fish will come in periodically to feed. Now, you've got to remember, when that tide changes, fish are coming in to feed, first come, first serve. So at the right times, when the water gets the right depth, those fish will come in, and then they will feed periodically and then move up the creek. And what we're going to do is we're going to move with them as we go. Crucial to get it right. If you do, you get some good catches. If you don't, you're going to miss out. So I'm going to be hitting the oyster leases first, and there's a series of them as we go up the creek. And then as we go up the creek, it starts becoming fresher water one. It starts becoming a lot more structure. And as it falls, we're going to go right back in there and see if we can find some fish. So I'm so excited. The weather is perfect. Water temperature is about 24 degrees. We've got one good fish on board so far, which is fantastic. And I'd love to add to that as we go up. So let's get on it. And let's see what we can do here today and find those baits that are going to work for us up the creek. Come on. As I said during the day, I was going to make a few changes. Now, this is a bait that I'm trying out and one that I want to bring in to Australia. It's a very good bait, and it's got a couple of different colors to it, but the swim style is just absolutely phenomenal. Very real looking as well. But I just feel in this water as it is right now, something that is more tailor-like the real thing, with a good shine to it in the dirtier water, may induce a better strike. So pretty much the similar lures. Swimming styles will probably be pretty similar too, but that's what I'm going to use right now and see if I can get the fish to get onto that. So just coming in now, and I'm finding some grass patches as we're going up into the creeks now, and just getting some lures through there. I see lots of bait fish around, so if there was a predator sitting ambushing, he would sit right in here, or she would sit right in here. So I'm just moving a very vibrant tailor looking cranker. If you have a look at that and that together, you can just keep still, have a look. There it is, look at that, it's a tailor. So that's what the bigger predators are eating. It's got a very nice action to it, and I guess if I can get it in the right place in front of the fish, we got a chance for it to take the hit. That's what I was looking for. That's exactly what I want, and it's decent fish as well. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So there it is, nice bream. Finding those grass patches and fishing them at the right time, and sort of mimicking the tailor with a very much a tailor looking bait. And I had a couple of them followed once there. And there's a beautiful bream for us going up the river today. So ladies and gentlemen, nice little bream coming in there, and got that one on a very much a tailor looking crankbait, which is there, and imitating the food that's in the water, and the fish are coming. So this is good. I think I've got it right. I'm going to turn back and go and do that stretch again and see if there's any more, but there's a beautiful fish, and it's looking really good. We're starting to move on. You see the yellow on the fins there, and the yellowfin bream, beautiful, and going back in the water now. Fabulous. Alright, yes. Woo! Want to go have another look at this little stretch of grass over here. Those bream really were in open water, which is showing me that they're schooling and they're trying to catch bait fish, and I reckon there'll be some more in this area. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to continue my quest on here So this is why I have a 36 volt 101 pound electric motor. Current's coming up towards us, and I wanted to get back to that spot over there, and as you can see, it just pulls us straight back up. It's very important to have that power available to you so you can go and revisit places. Like, again, it's the stuff that works. If that area is working, you want to get back on it because the fish are active in that area. Just on the end of that one, I can see what looks like chasing predator chasing fish up onto that grass patch there, and even tried to get on that grass patch itself. So let's see if I can find out what predator that is. Seeing all types of fish here moving around, including some pretty big, I think they call them long toms. It's like a big garfish. I've seen them move around after the mullet. There we go, another fish, beautiful. That's what we wanted. There we go. Alright, and again, another beautiful bream coming off this area. The sandbanks are definitely on fire at the minute, and fish are liking that. I mean, I can just see why, because there's so many mullet cruising around, and that looks just like it. And again, another lovely bream coming out and hitting that. It's definitely coming on that crankbait, so that is amazing, and it's definitely livening up right now as I'm entering into the creek area. You know, sandbanks, a little bit of grass here and there. Most certainly I'm seeing the bait fish, and I'm seeing a lot of scattering, and definitely some really good predators around. So it's awesome, man. We've got to keep on at it while that window's open. Let's go. Seeing there is the tide line, so that's where the old tide was. It's now pushed that all back, and it's now reversing the water back up the river. We're actually so spot on time that we've actually timed it that we're on that mark, so it's a good thing. And I really want to do that section again, but I'm thinking maybe just to cruise with it, go with the flow. Also, another change up which I'm going to try today, or now, is I've gone to that crankbait. Really nice looking crankbait, beautiful at the right times. The water's a little bit dirty. I want to go to something much better as a silhouette, black, red eyes, and we'll see how that works. So that's a really nice bait, but I believe in this water, that one's going to be the key. So let me tie that on. Alright, we've got a fish on. Good one too. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there's one bream that's taken a crankbait, and not a bad one actually. Not the biggest of the biggest, but it shows you that the bites are coming on, and fishing in good current, you know. As the wind's blowing up this way, the current's coming on this way, and we've got to take, and you can see that relative to the bait, the potential for that is mammoth, you know. There we go. And yeah, so there's a bream that's just come out of the water now, and we'll let it go, and hopefully there's more bites just coming on. So awesome fish though, awesome fish. Great. Back in the water, back to another generation. Let's get back on some more. So what I've decided to do is that modification that was there is good, but I'm going to put on something a little bit darker and the right size, and have the full bait showing this time. I just got a feeling that that's what these fish are looking for. They want something that's pretty close to what they're after, and I don't know, that modified bait hasn't had too much success today. So there you go. I've put on a normal size 50 millimeter bait, a little bit of spray on it just to make sure that it's good to go. There we go. and we're now going to place some of these little troughs and channels that I'm hoping will have fish. Places that I have fished before and places that I have got fish. So here we go. Right, I can see the bait fish up ahead in that little open way. Good cast, puts it right there where it needs to be, and I'm running it along the wall. So it looks like one of those little fish have split away from the school and are now vulnerable, and that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Match the hatch, yeah? So you can see all the minnows there scurrying, and as I come over the edge, the predators are waiting. Again, I got some very good bites on my first roll. There we go. Oh, I'm getting lots of bites. Lots of bites here. Nice. Getting into this corner over here. Wow, okay. Just getting absolutely drilled there. Right, I'll tell you what is happening. So you see there's this over here. This is the last place where all that water up there is gone as the tide comes down. And that's the last place it is, and that's where they're sitting waiting for bait to come over the top. I'm getting some really good action here. So along the wall, this is the right time to obviously fish it. I've got these little tigers jumping up and smashing the bait. Crikey, I just got another big hit there. There we go. Oh, I've got a nice fish on here. And I was fishing on the way out. Oh yeah, it's a beauty. That's what I'm looking for. A nice big 40 Bream. And it was a beautiful, she was feeding on the side. What a lovely fish this is. Don't want to lose it now. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, just to add to this wonderful show, I've been flipping a few paddle tails, and this is the fish I definitely want to show you guys, so I don't want to lose it. Let me get my net quickly. I definitely want to get this fish in. I can't swing it. Swing it, I'll put it in my rod. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So lovely, lovely Bream coming out as we move up the river, and it's a beauty. It's a nice 40 centimeter Bream, which is really, really cool. I'm going to get some tongs for this one. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now that is a Bream. That is what I like to fish for. That is the size I like to fish for. That bait did not even hit the water on that little bank there, and I was fishing a drop off a straight wall, and I got behind that wall. I flipped it and literally hit the water, and it just took off. But that's the size Bream that I enjoy catching. That's a good 40 and 40 centimeter fish, and that's the one you need in the competition to do real well. So just a lovely fish as we move up into the creek area today, and wow, what a beautiful catch to start us off today. Lovely. Alright, so she needs to go back in the water, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to help her out a little bit. Get her to floating up a little bit, so I've got to give her a little bit of help. There she goes, back in the water. So everybody, that's a wrap. What a great day out, and I'm running for it now. It's a king tide, so that tide is coming down, and I need to really get out of this creek. If I don't get it right, I'm going to spend 6 to 8 hours on a sandbank. Not a bad place to do that, but I'd prefer it if I got through the other side. Took a massive risk today and went up again to get those fish. That could cost me, because the sandbar is coming up ahead now, and I need to get past that sandbar. So guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to cut you off there. More shows on the way. Please subscribe. It helps me out if you can. Get this to the next level. That'll be fantastic. And we will see you soon. Cheers.